So an Israeli airstrike in Sana'a, which is the capital city of Yemen, have murdered the prime minister of Yemen and the entire cabinet. Um, and most of the media outlets are not even talking about it. Most of the media outlets are not mentioning it. Some of it, you find it in the third page of the newspaper. In some cases, you find it on the second page, and some are completely ignoring it. The prime minister and an entire cabinet of Yemen have been liquidated by Israel, the God chosen people. Think about it for a second. If another country did this to Israel, and what the response would be from the United States of America in the wake of Israel pressuring America to deny visa to Palestinian Authority leader, PLO leaders, 80 of them, including the leader Mahmoud Abbas, to go for the United Nations General Assembly 80th meeting in New York. I thought the the UN was meant to be neutral. I thought the US was not supposed to use its power to intervene and block people from being able to access and come to the United States to attend UN meetings because it is a supranational institution that is supposed to be neutral. And now, in the wake of in the lead up to the meeting, the US have now designated all of them as terrorists and have refused to allow them access into the United States to go to New York to attend the UN General Assembly meeting because countries like France, Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and I think the Netherlands, and all these countries have decided we are going to recognize a Palestinian state. And yet, Israel is now in control in some parts of Western Syria, Southern Lebanon, and the list is endless. And yet, you have all these people, all these Yankees in America, they have no qualms with it. It's fine. These are God's chosen people. They have the right to defend themselves. Israel have every right to defend themselves. This is what they are saying in America. Somehow they have a green light. I'll say that one more time. The prime minister and an entire cabinet of Yemen completely liquidated by the T state of Israel. And all of a sudden, if you mention anything, it's no, you're being an anti-Semite. This is the only Jewish state in the world. These guys have a right to defend themselves. And if you dare mention, if you dare open your mouth to say anything about it, you are the enemy of humanity, and this cannot be okay. They have a right to do whatever they want. Reverse the role for a second, and let's say Syria attacks Israel because Israel is being belligerent towards Syria. Syria attacks Israel, murdered the prime minister of Israel and the entire cabinet, and the outrage from these Europeans, the outrage from the Yankees, the outrage from these nut jobs that are at the center of the problem of the world because now you have enormous power and you don't even know what to do with this power. This is the situation that we found ourselves. Israel does it, it's not terrorism. When any country in Africa does it, it's terrorism. If any other country, that have brown people does it, it's terrorism. Or maybe Russia, because Russia is supposed to be, an ally, they are an adversary, the Slavs, they don't look anything like the Germanic people. And these Europeans in power in Jerusalem today have a right to do whatever they want, how they see fit. And people think it's okay for Israel to go and murder an entire cabinet, including the prime minister of Lebanon, of Yemen. Because you know what? They are blocking the shipping route. They are slowing down Israeli business. Therefore, just go there and wipe all of them out. America will support you. It's fine. As long as America has your back, it's not terrorism. You can do whatever you want to anybody. As long as the United States of America have your back, there is absolutely no problem. The US is the most powerful country in the world, and you can do nothing wrong. And I keep getting this all the time. You're not allowed to say this. It's not about America. It's about the government. It's about the government. No, it's the United States. It's the system. It is the media, and it's the people. Because you claim to be a democratic state, you claim to be a democratic society, and you elect leaders, and whatever decision they make, they're making it on your behalf. It couldn't be more clearer than that. They are making, like Israel, for instance, Israel electing a government that's making decisions on behalf of the Israeli people. Cut me all this crap of saying, oh, no, it's not Netanyahu. Netanyahu is responding to his base. Whatever decision he's making is responding to his base. This is what they are calling for. And some of them are even saying that he's too weak. You have a lot of Israelis on social media and other places that are saying that Netanyahu is too weak, that it's not being decisive enough, that is too slow and weak with the Arabs. That's what they're saying. That they need somebody like Belazar Smotrich or Itmar Ben Gavir of Otzma Yehudit, because he's saying something that they want. Complete extermination, don't waste time. All these Arabs are thieves. You can never trust the Muslims. This is what they're saying in Israel. So Netanyahu is responding to his base. Of course, you have a lot of good people in the United States. But what proportion of the demography is these people that have good hearts? And who is making decisions for these members of Congress? Who is not refusing to stand up to them? Or do you have a system that is innately rotten, that you can't do anything about it? Enough of this nonsense. Enough already of this nonsense. So you have a prime minister in Israel that is, at liberty, to have the carte blanche to do whatever the hell he wants. We've been talking about Gaza for the past 2 years, and no single European country is willing to put their foot down. The United States of America is not willing to put the foot down. Nobody gives a shit. These guys don't care. They don't want to put the foot down. And all these watered down resolutions, all this watered from the United Nations, all these watered down statements from the Europeans, including what France said about recognizing the Palestinian state. I don't believe it one bit. And the US threatening trade war with Canada and any other country that decides to recognize the Palestinian state. Where are you going to recognize the Palestinian state? Is it on the sky? Because you can't have any recognition without them having any proper base. There's no land. And if there's no land, how do you recognize the Palestinian state? Yeah, this is the reality. How do you recognize the Palestinian state? Now, according to Reuters, The Guardian, I think these are the three main ones that have published what is going on. Al Jazeera is saying Yemen's Houthi confirmed prime minister killed in Israeli strike on Sana'a. According to Reuters, prime minister of Yemen's Houthi government killed in Israeli strike. And The Guardian, Israel's airstrike kills Houthi prime minister in Yemen, according to the group. Now, what actually happened as of August 30th, 2025, an Israeli airstrike struck Sana'a, which is the capital of Yemen, on Thursday, August 28th, 2025, targeting a gathering of Houthi officials. The strike killed Ahmed Galeb al-Rahawi, who served as the prime minister of Yemen's Houthi-controlled administration, along with several other ministers. This is according to Reuters, The Guardian, the Media Line. The Houthis, who control most of northern and western Yemen, confirmed the prime minister's death in a public statement on August 30th, citing he and several of his ministers were killed during what was described as a routine government meeting to review the past year's performance. The Israeli Defense Force asserted they targeted a high-level gathering of Houthi leaders and considered the possibility that the entire Houthi cabinet had been wiped out. However, they did not provide definitive confirmation of all casualties within the cabinet. Now, according to updated reporting from Reuters, the strike likely killed multiple senior Houthi officials, including the ministers of energy, foreign affairs, and information. The deputy prime minister, Mahmoud Ahmed Miftah, have since been designated as acting prime minister on August 30th, 2025. So this is the latest update from what is going on in Yemen. The Israeli airstrike liquidating, wiping out an entire cabinet, taking out the gathering of government officials. Whatever you think about the Yemen and the Houthis, Israel is doing exactly the same thing and worse, attacking any country that they believe is adversarial to their position. Well, the Houthis are doing it in solidarity with the brothers and sisters in Palestine and making sacrifices. Israel claimed to do the same thing in Syria by attacking the government on behalf of the Druze. Nobody is thinking of wiping out the Israeli cabinet and the entire cabinet and taking out the prime minister. And even if that happens, what is going to happen? The outrage. They will be crying everywhere. These white European colonizers and European, will be crying, oh, look at what they've done. It's attack on Judeo-Christian values. Oh, these Muslims again, this black, this. And so it's always them whining after whining after whining because they believe they can do no wrong. How can they do any wrong? After all, these are Europeans. I was having a conversation with a guy that told me that the Russians are expansionists, that they took territory from other people over the course of the past 1,000 years. And I made a similar case about America. He said, yeah, for America, there's a legitimate reason to take the land of the natives because he said they are lazy, they're always smoking joints, and they have no interest in developing a real country. This is why the Europeans from the West decided to go and take land from them, and that is justified. This is the mentality. This is the mindset of these people. When they do it, it is justified because it's ordained by God. And when other people do it, you are terrorists. When others do it, they're terrorists. But when they do it, it is ordained by God. There's a justification for that. Again, think about it. Somebody goes to Belgium, wipe out an entire cabinet of the European Union because they are causing problems, and waging war around the world, and supplying weapons to the Janjaweed to kidnap Eritreans and other West Africans that are going through Libya to go to Europe. The European Union is participating in the slave trade in Libya. The European Union is paying for slave trade in Libya. So if somebody finds that as a justification to attack the European Union Parliament and wipe out an entire cabinet, including the leader, what do you think will happen? It's not even about the response and what will happen. It's about the perception. It's about how the West will say what they will say and what they will do. But all of a sudden, Israel does this and it doesn't even make the news. Nobody cares. Well, this is a bunch of Muslims. Nobody gives a shit. This is Israel. This country ordained by God, blessed by God from 5,000 years ago. And anytime you speak on this topic, like, why do you fucking care? You are from Africa. Go back and talk about Boko Haram in Nigeria. Go back and talk about what is going on. No, absolutely not. This is very, very important. And the fact that somebody believes that they have a right to just go around everywhere they want and just attack other people, attack, and then they make excuses up that they are defending themselves. What defense are you talking about? Self-defense? 62,000 minimum people wiped out in less than 2 years. Self-defense, 20,000 plus children. And you call that self-defense? This doesn't make sense at all. To me, it does not make sense. What a load of nonsense. Israel does it, it is self-defense. If another person does it, well, you are a bunch of terrorists. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, like, and